Welcome back to Strategic Leadership in the AI Era. I'm your host, and this is episode 18, Designing Trust, How AI is Reshaping Customer Experience and Brand Loyalty. Let me start with a story that captures everything we're going to talk about today. The promise and the limit, all in one arc. In early 2024, a financial technology company called Klarna flipped a switch. They turned on an AI customer service assistant built on OpenAI's technology, and the results were staggering. In its first month, that AI handled 2.3 million conversations, roughly 2/3 of all of Klarna's customer service chats. It did the work of about 700 full-time agents. It cut the average resolution time from 11 minutes down to 2. Customers were getting answers faster than ever before. It looked like the future had arrived. The machine had won. But then, in 2025, something surprising happened. Klarna's CEO publicly admitted they had cut their human support too aggressively. Customers, it turned out, still wanted the option to reach a real person. And the company began rehiring human agents, shifting to a model where AI and humans work side by side. Now sit with that for a moment. The most efficient customer service deployment anyone had ever seen, and the company still walked part of it back. Because efficiency was never the whole story. Trust was. That is the paradox at the very heart of this episode. AI can now deliver personalization and service at a scale we could barely imagine 2 years ago. But the brands that win the next decade won't be the ones with the most powerful algorithms. They'll be the ones that use those algorithms to build something far harder to engineer: trust. Let's get into it. Let's start with where this all began: personalization. The idea that a brand can treat you as an individual, not just a face in a crowd. Here's the headline number that reframes how you should think about your own business. On Netflix, more than 80% of everything people watch is not chosen from the search bar. It is chosen for them, recommended by an algorithm. And Netflix has valued that recommendation system at roughly $1 billion a year in retained revenue. $1 billion. Not from making shows, but from helping you find the right one. That's the power of a great recommendation engine. And it has quietly become the operating system of modern commerce. Now, here is what the research says about why this matters so much. According to McKinsey, 71% of consumers now expect companies to deliver personalized interactions, and 76% get frustrated when that doesn't happen. Read those two numbers together. Personalization is no longer a delight. It is an expectation, and its absence is a penalty. And the business impact is enormous. McKinsey found that faster growing companies derive about 40% more of their revenue from personalization than their slower growing competitors. Done well, personalization can reduce customer acquisition costs by as much as 50%, lift revenues by 5 to 15%, and increase the return on your marketing spend by 10 to 30%. You've all heard the often cited estimate that around 35% of Amazon's sales come from its recommendation engine. I'll be honest with you, that specific figure traces back to an older estimate and gets repeated more than it gets re-verified, so hold it loosely. But directionally, the point stands, and the newer examples are just as striking. Spotify recently disclosed that its personalized Discover Weekly playlists have surpassed 100 billion cumulative streams. 100 billion. That's not a feature, that's a relationship, delivered at scale by a machine that learns what you love. But here's the thing. The first generation of these systems just suggested products. The next generation does something far more powerful. It anticipates. The frontier of AI in customer experience isn't recommending what you might buy next. It's predicting what you're about to do, including whether you're about to leave. This is called churn prediction, and it may be the single most valuable application of AI in the entire customer relationship. Because here's a truth every leader should have tattooed on the inside of their eyelids. Keeping a customer is dramatically cheaper than winning a new one. The classic research from Fred Reichheld at Bain & Company found that increasing customer retention by just 5% can increase profits by anywhere from 25 to 95%. And it's commonly estimated that acquiring a new customer costs roughly 5 times more than keeping an existing one. Those are old findings, but they've held up because the underlying math of loyalty hasn't changed. What has changed is that AI can now see churn coming. Modern machine learning models analyze hundreds of signals: how often you log in, whether your usage is dropping, how you phrase your support tickets, how long it's been since your last purchase. And they assign every customer a risk score. In published research studies, these models have reached 95% accuracy or higher at predicting who's about to leave. Now, I want to be careful here. Those accuracy figures come from controlled research data sets, not a guarantee of your real-world results. But the capability is real, and it's transformative. Because when you know a customer is at risk before they walk away, you can do something about it. A proactive offer, a personal check-in, a fix to the exact problem frustrating them. You've shifted from reacting to churn to preventing it, from looking in the rear-view mirror to seeing around the corner. And that shift is worth a fortune. Now let's talk about the most visible face of AI in customer experience, the conversation itself. Chatbots, virtual assistants, and conversational AI. I know what some of you are thinking, because you've all suffered through it. The maddening old chatbot that couldn't understand a thing and just kept looping you back to the same useless menu. Forget that. The technology has fundamentally changed. The market tells the story. The global conversational AI market was valued at about $11.6 billion in 2024, and it's projected to reach more than $41 billion by 2030, a compound annual growth rate of nearly 24%. Retail and e-commerce is leading the charge, and the capability behind that spending is real. Gartner has projected that conversational AI will reduce contact center agent labor costs by $80 billion in 2026. Looking further out, Gartner predicts that by 2029, agentic AI will autonomously resolve 80% of common customer service issues without any human intervention, cutting operational costs by around 30%. Which brings us back to Klarna. Remember those numbers from the top of the show? 2.3 million conversations in a month, the work of 700 agents, resolution times cut from 11 minutes to 2, and a 25% reduction in repeat inquiries. The company also projected the deployment would improve profits by around $40 million, though I'll flag that the 40 million figure was a company projection, not an audited result. By every efficiency metric, it was a triumph. So why, 1 year later, was Klarna rehiring humans? To answer that, we have to talk about the paradox. Here is the central tension of the entire AI customer experience revolution. Customers want the benefits of personalization, but they are increasingly wary of the very thing that makes personalization possible: their data. Let me give you the numbers because they are sobering. According to Salesforce's State of the Connected Customer report, only 49% of customers believe companies use their data in ways that benefit them. And that number is falling. It was 60% just 2 years earlier. At the same time, 73% of customers expect companies to understand their unique needs. Look at the trap that creates. They want you to know them, but they don't trust what you'll do with what you know. The data privacy anxiety is even sharper when AI enters the picture. In Cisco's 2024 Consumer Privacy Survey, 84% of people who use generative AI said they worry about their data becoming public. 64% worry about accidentally sharing sensitive information. And 78% said businesses bear the responsibility for using AI ethically. This is the trust paradox in a single sentence. The more personal your AI experience becomes, the more your customer wonders what you had to know about them to make it happen. So what do the leading brands do about it? They lean into transparency. Because here's the encouraging flip side of the data. Roughly half of consumers say they would trust a brand more if it simply disclosed how their data is being used in AI-powered interactions. Transparency isn't just an ethical nicety. It is a competitive strategy. When you show your customers the machinery, when you give them control over their data and are honest about how the algorithm works, you convert their suspicion into loyalty. Now we can finally answer the Klarna question. Why rehire humans after such a stunning AI success? Because the data is unambiguous about one thing. Customers still want people. According to a 2024 customer service study by Customer, 79% of consumers say human agents remain essential, especially for complex issues. 71% said they've watched AI struggle with a genuinely complicated problem. And yet, this is the key, 78% are perfectly willing to use AI for routine tasks like tracking an order, processing a return, or canceling a subscription. Read that carefully because it's the whole playbook. Customers don't want AI or humans. They want AI for the simple stuff and humans for the moments that matter. There's a beautiful nuance in the research from Zendesk here too. They found that 64% of consumers are more likely to trust AI agents that show human traits like friendliness and empathy. So it's not that people reject the machine. They reject a cold machine, and they reject being trapped with a machine when they truly need a person. This reframes the entire strategy. The goal was never to replace your human team with AI. The goal is to use AI to handle the repetitive, high-volume, draining work, which, by the way, is often the work that burns your agents out and drives the 30 to 45% annual turnover that plagues contact centers, so that your best people are freed up for the complex, emotional, high-stakes conversations where human judgment and empathy actually win loyalty. Klarna didn't discover that AI failed. They discovered that AI alone wasn't the point. The point was the blend. So how do you put this all together? I want to give you a framework. I call it trust architecture, the deliberate combination of three elements that together build lasting brand loyalty in the AI age. The first pillar is capability. This is the AI itself, the recommendation engines, the churn models, the conversational assistants. Capability is table stakes now. If your experience is clunky, slow, or generic, you've already lost. But capability alone is not enough, because a powerful AI that customers don't trust is a liability, not an asset. The second pillar is transparency. This is where you win or lose the trust paradox. Be explicit about what data you collect and why. Give customers real control, the ability to see, edit, and delete what you know about them. When an AI is making a decision that affects them, tell them. The research is clear that disclosure builds trust rather than eroding it. Treat your customers' data as something you are borrowing, not something you own. The third pillar is human touch. This is the Klarna lesson made permanent. Design your systems so that a real person is always reachable when it matters. Use AI to elevate your human agents, not to eliminate them. The empathy, the judgment, the genuine care of a person, those are the things a customer remembers, and they are the things no algorithm can counterfeit. Capability, transparency, human touch. Get all three working together, and you don't just have satisfied customers, you have loyal ones. And in a world where your competitor is one click away, loyalty is the only moat that lasts. Let's bring it home with the practical steps. Number 1, audit your experience through the lens of trust, not just metrics. Don't just ask, is our AI efficient? Ask, does our AI make customers feel known and respected, or watched and processed? Those are very different questions. Number 2, deploy AI where it removes friction and keep humans where it builds relationships. Route the order tracking and the password resets to the machine. Route the frustrated, high-value, complex situations to a skilled, empowered human. Design the handoff between them to be seamless. Number 3, make transparency a feature you advertise, not a disclosure you bury. Tell customers how you use their data and give them control. In an era of falling trust, radical honesty is a genuine differentiator. Number 4, use predictive intelligence to serve, not just to sell. Churn models and anticipation engines are powerful. Point them at solving customer problems before they escalate, and the loyalty will follow the revenue. Number 5, remember the Klarna arc. Efficiency is seductive, but it is not the goal. The goal is a customer who trusts you enough to come back. Never automate away the human moments that earn that trust. That's our deep dive into how AI is reshaping customer experience, and why, in the end, this is a story about trust more than technology. The numbers are remarkable. A $41 billion conversational AI market. Personalization systems worth $1 billion a year. AI that resolves 80% of routine issues and predicts churn before it happens. But underneath all of it is that single, stubborn human truth we opened with. Your customers will hand you their attention, their data, and their loyalty, but only if they trust you with all three. Here's your challenge for this week. Audit one customer journey in your organization through the lens of trust. Where are you using AI to genuinely help? And where are you using it just to cut costs or juice a metric? Find the one place where a little more transparency or a well-placed human touch would turn a transaction into a relationship. Then fix it. If you found this episode valuable, please share it with the customer experience leaders, marketers, and brand builders in your network. Subscribe to Strategic Leadership in the AI Era wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a review. It helps more leaders discover these conversations. Until next time, keep leading strategically, keep building trust, and keep putting the human at the center of the technology. This has been Strategic Leadership in the AI Era. See you in the next episode.